What's up, fam? This your boy Cut to the Chase TV. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button and be sure to share this video. I got some news for you Negroes today. Philly rapper YBC was shot and killed just hours after doing an interview bragging about being untouchable and bragging about sliding on the ops. And once the news hit the internet about his death, everyone shared the same sentiment that he got what he deserved. Many people said he played a role in his own death. He had the nickname Mr. Disrespectful. He showed up to the op gravesite trying to dig up dirt. He was constantly dissing the dead. He was constantly beefing. So everybody was saying, you play stupid games, we can't be surprised when you win stupid prizes. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I kind of felt the same way. I wasn't really sympathetic to him. I didn't really show him empathy because I want the young people to know, once you live that type of lifestyle, death is a possibility. You get murdered in cold blood and your family creating a GoFundMe, that's a real possibility. You don't always get a shot at redemption. You don't always get a chance to turn your life around. You don't always get the chance to grow old. Sometimes the things you do in the streets will render you an old age. I'm just being honest with you guys. So when I look at his life, when I look at some of his antics, I blame everybody. I blame the media. I blame the fans. I blame those bloggers. Because when you see a dude acting that way, we gave him a cute little nickname talking about Mr. Disrespectful. Ain't nothing disrespectful about the stuff he was doing. That's insane. That was diabolical. You showing up to your op grave site. You digging up dirt. You recording it. You dissing the dead. You all in interviews showing off straps, talking about who got hit up, talking about your homie clapped the op across the street, and we looking at that like it's cute. Oh, you a real savage. I hear y'all in the comments. YBC Doyle is a real G in Philly, where every dog got his day. That's all I'm saying. So once his death was announced, everybody gave him the harsh reality. We didn't really cry. We didn't really whine like we usually do. We didn't talk about black men need to do better. We didn't give any solutions about community activism. We looked at his antics and said, ain't no saving this nigga. He had it coming. Now, I'm not happy that it happened. I'm not saying he deserved it, but just look at his life, and he living to be 25. That's old age for him. I'm just being honest. Now, we can be in denial. I know his family is hurt. I know his loved ones is grieving because his father took to Facebook and he was all grieving. He was acting shocked and he said his son got set up. Let me read you his father post and then I'm going to play the video of his last moments alive. Let's go. Boom! This is what YBC Door father posted on his Facebook. Hey, all of my son friends / family. I am Doyle's father. I was handed over all my baby boy's belongings this morning by his close friends, and I wanted to clear up any confusion about my son Abdul Vic's murder. He was murdered yesterday afternoon, broad daylight, while sitting in the back of his car alongside with his friend, who was also shot in the head. My son was not on the bike when he was killed, nothing of that such, so that video going around is not him. Stop the false news. I know my son did not live a life of a saint, but I was not born yesterday either. My son was targeted, and some say he was set up. The plot, that's the only way they could get him from up close like that. Now let me say this. You hear him talk about his son. He's using the word baby boy. He's using the word, I know my son is not a saint. How many times is we gonna hear this? How many times we gonna see these young dudes act a damn fool on the internet, produce drill music, diss the ops, then once they get taken out, they family got the old cliche saying, I know he wasn't a saint, but. No, ain't no but. The same way you crying on Facebook, did you cry on Facebook when he was out there dissing the ops? Did you cry when he showed up to his op gravesite and started digging? Where the hell was you at as his father? See, it's easy to get on Facebook now. It's easy to pour your heart out. It's easy to try to garner sympathy. It's easy to clout chase. But my question to the father, if he's your baby boy like you described him, and you're his father, you're in his life, why you didn't grab him by the coattails and say, hey son, you going down a dangerous path. dissing the dead, showing up to the ops gravesite. What the hell is wrong with you? Sometimes as a father, you got to give your son that tough love. And I'm not sure he really did that. But let's continue reading. For someone to be able to walk up so close to his car was the first red flag for sure, and I promise we not gonna stop till your dudes are exposed. I spoke to my son the night before this all went down, and I just couldn't understand why this talk out of all days felt different. Pops, it's been weird cars passing me by for a week now. I don't know, I just feel weird whenever I'm in Philly. Y'all hear that? He is claiming that his son was paranoid weeks before his murder. His son was paranoid of cars passing by. He felt like he was being targeted, and that's what I want to harp on, because I always speak about the streets. I always speak about niggas living the thug life. Everybody want to be a gangster. I always say that's not a life you want to live. It sounds glorious. It looks wonderful on TV, but that life is full of paranoia. It's full of tragedy, and you can't really live your life till it's full as a stick because you're too busy looking over your shoulder. I grew up around real gangsters. My brother is a real gangster, and I can't even hang with that dude. We outside talking, a car passed by, he ducking behind trees. A car passed by twice, he running to the door. He looking at every car that passed by. Hey, cut, man, I think that car trying to get me. That ain't what you want to be around. It's not even worth it. You can't even live your life if you constantly looking over your shoulder. See me? I live an honest life. I can go play golf. I can go to the park with my kids. I don't have to look over my shoulder because I'm not living a gangster lifestyle. But when you live in that lifestyle, when you got a name out in these streets, when you war with the ops, when the bigger the name, the bigger the body, and the bigger the target. That's all I'm saying. But let's continue reading. I swear, wherever you was running from, son, they was watching you closely, and I'm going to expose it. Man, I can't believe it. I won't ever want to believe this, and I'm not going to ever shut up because I wanted you to beat the odds, son. I told you the streets are a nasty game, especially where we come from now. I have to bury my junior. My family, I would like to thank everyone for the love and kind messages sent out to my boy. We lost a real one. May Allah forgive him for all his sins and make his grave spacious and full of light. Amin Asylum. Rest easy, my son, Abdul Vix. My heart will forever have a black hole in it after this one. Parents, save your kids from this life before it's too late, because I can't even explain this feeling right now. So, in his Facebook post, he's reflecting. He talking about the last moments of his son's life. And he's giving advice to other parents. And I must admit, the end of this message is very beautiful. He's telling parents, if you got a son in the streets, try to save him. But my issue is, if you got a son, don't raise him in them projects. Don't raise him in poverty. The moment your seed is born, the moment your girl is in a hospital with your kid, you should be planning a way to live a better life. My son is 1. By the time he's 4, we get the hell out the projects. Time and time again, I see kids being born in the projects, and I see kids go to high school for the same projects. You couldn't get your shit together in 16, 17 years. Now, I'm sympathetic to the struggle. I'm sympathetic to poverty, but a lot of people living in the projects working regular jobs because they like that $200 rent. Let's just be honest. You in a 3-bedroom, $200 rent. You don't mind living around roaches. You don't mind living around cluckers, and you end up raising your kid in an environment that everybody's surprised when your kid grow up to be an ain't shit dude. So we got to see the future in all this, man. We can't be hindsight looking all the time. But anyway, that's what the father has posted. He feel like his son was set up. He feel like for people to get that close to him, it had to be a back door. And I've been paying attention to everybody's rhetoric. I've been watching videos, and everybody sharing the same sentiment. They feel like YBC door was possibly backdoored. He was possibly set up. Who left the back door cracked? Was his homies involved? After you see the video of the hit, it's going to even raise more questions. And it's going to even raise more concerns. And you're going to be asking yourself, was he really set up? Because it sure do look like it if you watch the video closely. So I'm going to play the video. We going to break it down. And we're going to try to get to the bottom of this whole situation. Let's go. So here's the video. YBC Doyle is finna pull up in this white SUV. Let me stop it right there. That is YBC Doyle in that white SUV. He's in the left back seat, chilling with a couple of friends. They stop behind a bus, chilling. Now watch what happens next, because a car finna pull up alongside and fire like 3 to 4 shots and then speed off. Pay attention to the video. Y'all see that car right there? You see that smoke? They fired 3 or 4 times at YBC Doyle and then they speed off. And watch what happens next. So they speeding off. They fired at him. YBC Doyle is in this car right here. A person opened the passenger door. He's finna run. But they bagged up and I guess they finna rush him to the hospital. So they speed off into the sunset, take him to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. Now, when you see the video, it do look calculated and it was too calm. Because think about it. The people that pulled up alongside YBC Doyle, they knew exactly where he was sitting at, and they was very precise with the shots they fired. You know, most drive-bys, everybody just get to spraying rapidly all over the car. Some in the front seat, some in the back seat. But this time, it seems like people pulled right alongside him, fired 3 to 4 times, and then carefully drove off. They knew where he was seated at. They was very careful not to hit anybody else. Now, one of his homies did get hit in the hand, but that could have been an accident. So I can kind of see why people would say it's a back door. It's a setup. His homies dropped the low. Because we know the streets got a lot of grimy stuff going on. One minute you cool with somebody. One minute you're beefing. That's why I stay out the streets. I don't want to beef with no killer. See, I would beef with a dude that's on my level. If you're a family man, you work a 9 to 5, I would beef with you all day long. I have a disagreement with you. But if you're a street dude and you rumored to have a couple of bodies, we don't need to disagree on anything. Hey, brother, you got it. You out of my league, but I don't want to beef with you. Whatever you say, you right. That's the life I'm living. But YBC Doyle, he was out here in these streets. He was beefing with known killers. And that's the end result. So it's a possibility he could have been backdoor, but it's also a possibility that the ops could have got his location after that interview dropped. He all showing off his cars. He's showing off the whip. He's showing off his weapons. He dropping his own low. Because I find it very ironic that a day after that video drops, that's the day he get killed. Y'all don't find that very suspicious? If you got beef like that in Philly, I'm pretty sure the ops was watching that interview, paying very close attention where he's at, what kind of car he's in. I'm pretty sure they was doing all that. So it seems like they probably got the vehicle description. It seems like they probably got the area he was in off that interview. Let me play a clip from that interview where YBC Doyle is showing off his car and showing off his weapons. Let's play a clip of that. Let's go.
That's how we coming. We in the trenches, like we in Philly. I'm outside.
And besides that, they also got a different type of dogs on them. Just to clarify, those are legal firearms. Legally obtained, legally owned firearms.
Illegal firearm.
You see that? He's acting reckless. He's showing off a vehicle of his. So it's possibility that the ops could have just followed them. Because you know in the streets, if you're a big target, people don't mind stalking you for hours. You see what happened to Mo 3. You see what happened to Julio Fulio. They got an Airbnb. They travel 4 hours away. They stalked them all night. So that's a very well-known fact that if you got beef in these streets, if they catch you slipping, they might not attack you then. They might wait a few hours. They might wait till the next day. But once they got their eyes on you, they're going to keep their eyes on you. So he could have been followed for quite some time. And my question is, if you got beef like that, why are you in Philly? If you call yourself Mr. Disrespectful, you say F this person, F that block, F that block, F this block. You doing all that. Why are you in Philly? That's my question to him. And I get he was clout chasing. Because let's be honest, ever since he went to that grave site and started digging up that dirt, we kind of rewarded him. His views had went up. He had a no jumper interview. He on all these different platforms. So he's looking like, dang, I'm doing all this, and the more popular I get, so let me just keep doing it. The more savage I act, the more about it I act, the more I get rewarded with wonderful interviews. So that's his mindset. And I'm gonna show you a picture of his bullet-riddled car, and you're gonna see where the hoes exactly was at. Let's go. Boom! That's his vehicle. And you see most of the hoes is in that back window. They aiming specifically for him. They see him, and the car look very tinted. The car look well tinted. So he did everything right. Got a car, tinted the windows pitch black. But they knew exactly where he was sitting at, and they felt very confident just scrolling up to the car, firing 3 or 4 times, and then driving off. They didn't wet the whole vehicle up. They didn't switch cheese it. Just got a regular handgun, fired 3 or 4 times, and now YBC door is dead, and everybody's wondering what the hell happened. I think it's a possibility he has been backdoored, man. Just because somebody died in the streets, that don't mean the ops necessarily did it. And another thing I find suspicious, ain't nobody really claiming his body. Ain't nobody really bragging and boasting. Everybody just kind of quiet about it. You know, most of the time when a big time rapper die or big time gang member die, the ops will be trolling. They will be claiming the body. They will be trying to get fame, but everybody is hush-hush about this. I ain't seen no ops make videos or nothing. That's very suspicious as well. But anyway, guys, those are my thoughts about this whole situation. But I want to know how you guys feel about it. Leave a comment, share this video. I love you guys. Peace.